What is going on, everyone? This game has quickly turned into one of the most important games in the past couple of years for the Houston Texans. The team is traveling to Cincinnati this week to face the red-hot Bengals, who were on a 4-game winning streak. They have definitely turned it around after starting 1-3. Joe Burrow playing like an MVP lately, coming off of 350-yard performance against the Buffalo Bills. Joey B is dangerous. One of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. It is going to be a tough test for this Houston Texans defense. No one is expecting the Houston Texans to win. The analysts have all selected the Cincinnati Bengals to just walk all over the Houston Texans. And once again, we are being viewed as underdogs. But that's where CJ Stroud loves to be, because he's proven time after time that he could overcome any obstacle put in front of him. If you win this game, not only will this be the biggest win in the past couple of years, but you now get to start looking at yourself as a playoff contender. This game means so much for the Houston Texans. We're going to preview this matchup. Welcome everyone to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And if you guys are new here to the channel, welcome. Just hit 8,000 subscribers, trying to hit 9K by weeks 10 or 11. Please help me get there, and thank y'all so much for watching today's episode. Now, starting with the Cincinnati Bengals offense versus the Houston Texans swarming defense. For the Bengals, it starts with their star quarterback, Joe Burrow. I mean, he has to be in the conversation for MVP the way he's been playing these past 4 weeks. As I mentioned, the Cincinnati Bengals on a 4-game winning streak, the hottest team in the NFL right now, against the Buffalo Bills. 348 yards, 2 tutties. Against San Fran, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. Against Seattle, kind of a low game, 185 yards, 2 tutties. But then against Arizona, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 out of the past 4 games with a 100 QBR rating. Joe Burrow, another thing that's special about him is that he spreads the ball around. I mean, against the Bills last week, 8 different receivers caught the ball from Joe Burrow. I mean, every single one of his tight ends were involved. Hudson, 4 catches, 45 yards. Sample, 3 catches, 20 yards. Smith, 3 catches, 26 yards. I'm sorry, Sampler had 30. That's just his tight ends. His receivers, T. Higgins, 8 catches, 110 yards. Tyler Boyd, 3 catches, 56 yards. Jamar Chase, 4 catches, 41 yards. Joe Mixon, 5 catches, 31 yards. And then they had another wide receiver catch, 1 catch for 9 yards. Andre Losivas. So I'm sorry if I get that name wrong. But Joey B, he spreads the ball around. Now, we've heard that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase were not there at practice for the Cincinnati Bengals. Right now, we do not know if they are going to be suiting up on Sunday against the Houston Texans, because the Cincinnati Bengals play a big game on Thursday Night Football against the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe they want to save T. Higgins and Jamar Chase for that game. But when you look at the Houston Texans secondary, I mean, it's banged up right now. You most likely will be without Jimmy Ward, Derek Stingley, Steven Nelson. Your 2 starting cornerbacks are going to be Kadar Hollman and who else? Shaq Griffin. So even if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are not out there, it's still going to be a tough test for this Houston Texans secondary. I mean, Tyler Boyd, a veteran wide receiver in the NFL, and like we just saw, Joey B will spread the ball around. 3 of his tight ends catching more than 2 passes. And Joe Mixon, one of the best duo threats running backs in the NFL. I mean, he is also going to give the Houston Texans defense a tough time. That's why the injury list kind of scares me a bit, and I need to see where it is at tomorrow. But it was a good sign that Blake Cashman was back. It was a good sign that Will Anderson Jr. is back. You need to start getting to the quarterbacks. I'm tired of hearing this, high pass rush win rate. You got to start having success. You need Joey B on the floor. It is going to be a tough test for this Houston Texans defense. This is the best quarterback you've played since Lamar Jackson. I mean, Joey B is an MVP type of guy, and I cannot wait to see how this defense, how head coach D'Amico Ryans and defensive coordinator Matt Burke game plan for this Cincinnati Bengals offense. Now, switching to the Houston Texans offense versus the Cincinnati Bengals defense. I mean, the Bengals D have turned it on. Over their 4-game winning streak, I do believe they are allowing less than 20 points to opposing offenses. They have stars pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, 2 stud defensive tackles, former Houston Texans DJ Reader and BJ Hill, 2 very good linebackers, Jermaine Pat, Logan Wilson, and a damn good secondary with 11 interceptions. They turn the ball over a lot, and this is going to be another good test for this young Houston Texans team. But we have the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He should be in conversations for winning the MVP. We have star quarterback CJ Stroud. And that is why Houston fans are thinking we could walk into Cincinnati and come out with the W. It is because of number 7. Now, that is easier said than done, though. But if the Houston Texans can pull this off, it will be because of CJ Stroud. I want to bring up the offensive line, and I haven't said this in like a month. This will be a video for, a couple of days from now. But I want to shout out this offensive line for a great job, this whole season. I no longer feel like this offensive line is a weakness going into games. And this offensive line is still not complete. I mean, but they have overcome so many obstacles. Laramie Tunsil being out. Kenyon Green out for the year. No Juice Scruggs. We haven't seen him at all. And then Jared Patterson going to IR. Titus Howard breaking his hand. But this offensive line has continued to keep CJ Stroud upright. I want to commend them on that. Some flack, though. I mean, we are not a good run blocking team, so that does need to get better. But overall, for what this, offensive line has had to go through, shout out to them. The Cincinnati Bengals run defense, however, is not that good. And the Houston Texans need to take advantage of that. However, will they? The Texans offense have shown all season that they cannot run the ball whether you have a good run defense or not. That's why this game is going to come down to CJ Stroud and his arm. Now, with no Nico Collins there today in practice, I don't know if he's going to be there on Sunday. So it is a good sign to know that Robert Woods is back. But I feel like this will be another big game for tight end Dalton Schultz. Last week, 100 yards and another touchdown for the Houston Texans. The Cincinnati Bengals have had some trouble with tight ends. I believe the Buffalo Bills tight ends had 80 yards on them last week. So Dalton Schultz, I am expecting another big game from them. See, Tank Dell keep on being special. Overall, guys, this is going to be a huge test for this team overall. A team that has been to the Super Bowl not too long ago, a very good coaching staff. And if you are the Houston Texans, you have some wins behind you now. You are looking to take that next step forward. If you want to have conversations about playoffs, will those dreams become more reality with a win against the Cincinnati Bengals? I don't know, guys. This is going to be a tough one. But I'm going to say the Texans win it by 3. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Go Houston Texans. For more content, y'all follow me for more. You guys have a very blessed day.